Left arm of the Forbidden One, all of Exodia's pieces and his head. Okay, welcome to my Legend of Blue Eyes deck. I have created this deck using cards only from the Legend of Blue Eyes booster pack. I have gone for a defensive kind of mindset in this deck because you do get a few 2000 defenses, but you don't get a hell of a lot of heavy hitting attack monsters. The best ones are usually around that 1500 mark unless you need to tribute. So as you see, Blue Eyes, Trihorn Dragon, Dark Magician, Red Eyes, Gaia and Curse of Dragon are in it, as well as Gaia the Dragon Champion. So what we are going to go into a match. We're going to pit the Legend of Blue Eyes booster pack deck, and we're going to put that against starter deck Yugi. And our first match is going to be traditional rules, actual real world rules. As we are setting up the match here, it'll just be a second. Start, there we go. So, I don't know how this duel is played out for anyone listening in, just to clarify that. I have had this duel recorded away from my eyes so I can commentate it without bias or knowing who's going to win or how it's going to play out. Now, how do I think it's going to play out? The Legend of Blue Eyes deck should win against the starter decks easy, because it's using most of the best cards from the starter decks all in one. Although, starting with 2 Exodia pieces at the start of the hand is a bit... means there's only... So Reaper of the Cards requires a tribute to summon. Okay, Legend of Blue Eyes starts with the Skull Red Bird, that's a 1550 attack, 1200 defense. And Yugi, who played first, has put a Feral Imp down. He has got a face down card, but he hasn't activated it, so I will assume that's not a reinforcements. Okay, Great White, good card. That will knock out Legend of Blue Eyes Skull Red Bird. That will incur a 50-point life point damage. And looking at the hand, Legend of Blue Eyes is going to have a little bit of a struggle at the start here. Oh, that's not a good card to draw either. This isn't a great hand to begin with. This is a best of 3, so even if it does lose the first hand, it does still, you know, it can get back in the second round if, in theory, the deck does lose. What's Yugi going to go for here? Legend of Blue Eyes has played a Man-Eater Bug in defense, and Yugi has played Ansatsu. That is a monster that does require a tribute. It's not a bad move. Yugi couldn't have been anticipating a Man-Eater Bug. That will also destroy Ansatsu as well. Man-Eater Bug will itself be destroyed as well. And Yugi will have to end the turn without a monster on the field. So he is vulnerable to an attack here. What will the Legend of Blue Eyes do? Okay, he's decided to go for a set, which isn't a bad idea because LOB would really love to get that Red Eyes onto the field. And Beaver Warrior do remember, it does have 1500 defense, which is quite strong against Yugi's deck. And there you see there, if Yugi did attack, if Legend of Blue Eyes attacked directly there, it would have lost the Beaver Warrior. Now this way the Beaver Warrior is still on the field. There's the third Exodia piece. The deck's only 40 cards, and in the first 9 cards it's had 3 Exodia pieces. That's a horrible draw. LOB, you have to include the Exodia set because it was such a feature of the pack. That's a good play by Yugi to play the Man-Eating Treasure Chest, but the Reaper of the Cards will will hold the defense. And the face down is a Dragon Capture Jar. That's a very, very good win for the Legend of Blue Eyes deck. Alright, Sorcerer of the Doomed goes to defense mode. Turn change back to the LOB. There is a Turtle Tiger. And decides to set Armail. So Armail probably will be destroyed. Well, yeah, guaranteed man-eating treasure chest will be able to get that job done. The LOB deck, it had to try though. It had to play something. Spirit of the Harp, good card. 2000 defense. Yugi won't be able to knock that out unless he tribute summons a monster. Again, we can't see what's in Yugi's hand. We are playing this only from the perspective of the created deck. Alright, that's a 400 point life point loss to Yugi. And now, LOB can summon the Red Eyes Black Dragon. And there's a mountain to go with that as well. That will give Red Eyes another 200 points. And there we go. Red Eyes Black Dragon is on the field. And we will get an animation with that as well. We'll see much more of this card in the future as new tournaments come about and the starter deck Joey is introduced. But for LOB, it is one of the best attacking monsters. Ah, Dark Hole. Super unlucky. Super unlucky for LOB. Finally got a good card on the field, and just like that, it's gone. Alright, Witty Phantom will get a direct attack. That'll be 1400. LOB does have Turtle Tiger, which can fend off Witty Phantom, at least. And Kumitoko, that's a 1400 defense. Alright, does Yugi have anything that can... Oh dear. That's a Monster Reborn. The LOB deck does have one of them as well. And obviously Yugi is going to select the Red Eyes Black Dragon. And what will Yugi do here? Will he attack with the Witty Phantom or will he go for Red Eyes? Oh, that is an attack with the Witty Phantom. That is getting a little bit greedy on Yugi's part. You would have had a sure knockout with the Red Eyes and you would have been able to do a direct attack with the Witty Phantom. Mystical Elf, that won't be able to survive an attack from Red Eyes. This isn't looking good for the LOB in its first duel. Yugi plays a defense. And goes for Witty Phantom again. That might be a mistake by Yugi, if anything. However, Mystical Elf is off the field and the LOB is running out of options. Oh, good card. What a draw. That is the Swords of Revealing Light. That will give the LOB a three-turn protection, unless of course Yugi can get the swords off of the field. But it will buy Yugi some valuable time, and in a perfect world for LOB, so I think I might have said that would buy Yugi some time. It will buy... Ooh, what do we do here? There's the Trihorn Dragon. The LOB has opted to keep the Exodia pieces in its hand. It might be the only chance of winning. Trihorn Dragon is a 2850. It'll be 3050 if summoned. There's a Tripwire Beast. LOB can play that down, although the protection of the Swords of Revealing Light, it can get rid of one of Yugi's defense monsters. And alright, Witty Phantom is off the field. And on the next turn, the Trihorn Dragon could be summoned unless Yugi can remove a monster off the field. Another face down defense by Yugi. And a face down in the Magic and Trap zone, so a little bit to be concerned with. Oh, there is the 4th Exodia piece. So LOB has to summon the Trihorn Dragon. Down it goes, that'll go to 3,050. And there is no trap card activated, which means Yugi is going to lose the Red Ice Black Dragon. This could be the turning point. Oh, okay, there we go. It's a Wabaku. That will make all battle damage 0 for the rest of this turn, which means LOB's Trihorn Dragon is now vulnerable to taking a hit, although with 3,050, Yugi would have to pull out something special. A little bit of a thought fissure. It has not been a good luck duel for the LOB. Yugi has had all the right cards at every given moment, and this may be it. Yep, this is it. This is more than 65-50 life points, and Yugi is going to pick up the first match of the best of 3. Is the LOB... Wait, no, hang on. My math is wrong. My math is wrong. LOB will have 150 life points remaining. The only possible way to win now would be to draw a Monster Reborn, or it's a Trap Hole. It's not a bad card, but it's not going to help in this situation, or if we drew the other Exodia piece, which the LOB did not. And spares Yugi the trouble of attacking himself. Has decided to call the match early, so we can get on with the second duel if the LOB deck can get the win in this one. The initial look at the deck, is it too heavily focused on defense because it's not getting rid of the opponent's weapons? It could be a flaw in the deck. Now we started with Dark Magician and the Blue Eyes White Dragon in the hand. Okay, first turn, LOB has set Armel. So 1,300 defense. Although Blue Eyes and Dark Magician both do require a tribute. 2 tributes, I should say, so... Dark Energy, it's a good card if you can get the Dark Magician on the field. Decides to set Tripwire Beast. I don't know about that move. I would have gone with Celtic Guardian in attack to try to get rid of that. Face down of Yugi. No, Yugi has decided to play a face down as well. This is questionable dueling. You'd usually attack. But again, I'm not the one playing, I'm just a spectator. Defensive mindsets were a lot more prevalent in the game in this era. Now the Dark Magician is on the field, and LOB does have the Dark Energy and has set it on the field. I would say that is probably a misclick on the software. It is. I can see the LOB player punching the desk in some disdain of that misclick. Oh, there is a D spell that will get rid of the Dark Energy. Well, I guess it wouldn't have really mattered anyway, because even if the Dark Energy was equipped, the other monster was in defense mode. And there's been a tribute summon. It is a summoned skull, so this will match the Dark Magician. And Yugi has, I would say, may have a Monster Reborn in his hand, because he is elected to... Ah, there we go. That is a great play. Sacrifice the summoned skull to take out LOB's Dark Magician. Has decided to re-summon Summoned Skull and will now be able to direct attack? No, because it would have entered main phase 2 to play that magic card. Alright, Hane has been placed on the field. If Summoned Skull attacks that, Summoned Skull will be elected to return to the hand. Alright, there is the Feral Imp, classic Yugi monster from the anime. Ooh, and has gone to attack with Feral Imp. This will keep Feral Imp on the field, but Summoned Skull will go back to Yugi's hand. Keep in mind, Summoned Skull is only a 6-star. It does only require 1 tribute. And LOB didn't have Summoned Skull in its set. The 126 cards that were in it, Summoned Skull was not one of them. And we do have a complete review of the full LOB set available on the channel as well, if that is of an interest. You want to see all 126 cards. And as expected, Yugi has resummoned Summoned Skull, tributing Feral Imp, and defeating LOB's Kumu Toko. Now LOB is in trouble here, and LOB is in real trouble here. The only card available to summon is the Celtic Guardian, and there are 2 cards in LOB's hand which require 2 tributes. This isn't looking, and the card count for Yugi is looking a lot stronger. This isn't looking good for the LOB at all. Dragon Zombie, good card. That will be able to get rid of Celtic Guardian. Yugi does attack with Dragon Zombie. This will incur 2,500 points of direct damage to the LOB. And stop defense in the hand isn't really any good right now because Yugi's attacking. Giant Soldier of Stone. If Yugi is a bit greedy with that Dragon Zombie, he could spare some life points. He has played Stop Defense face down. That can sometimes defer an opponent from making an attack. There's a card destruction. If anything, that actually helps LOB. Unknowing to... Oh, there's the Swords of Revealing Light and an Armed Ninja. That is a much better hand for LOB, despite losing Gaia and Dark Magician. Oh, there we go. There is the Curse of Dragon on the field. Now, Curse of Dragon will attack first. Yugi would have thought that he would have won that attack. However, Summoned Skull will knock out the Giant Soldier of Stone. Another good card with Trap Hole. And Armed Ninja in defense. That can destroy a set. Is it spell or trap? It's a spell. It can destroy 1 set spell card on the field. Not set, just 1 spell card. If it's set, you can reveal it. Alright, we have Skull Red Bird, and if LOB is smart, it will be in attack mode. To attack that face down, which is a magical ghost. LOB really wants to keep Yugi from placing more monsters on the field to strengthen that attack force. The Ankido, that will put Yugi's life points up to 9,000. Yes, I'm hearing it in my head too. It's not over 9,000, but it is at 9,000. What? 9,000? Oh, Nappa. Okay, Yugi has drawn Exodia's head, which... Sorry, LOB has drawn Exodia's head, which doesn't help. Swords of Revealing Light has finished its 3 turns, and there's a polymerization as well. With Gaia in the graveyard. Exodia's head. It's looking like it's going to be another loss for the LOB unless they can draw maybe it's Monster Reborn or something, but it's not looking good at all. Ninja will get to see what that was. Remove trap. That's a little win there for LOB, but all of its monsters are off the field and it only has Exodia's head. Alright, what does LOB draw? Man-Eater Bug, good card. Good card, and it's come at a good time. Alright, Yugi has gone straight to the battle phase without playing any cards. And Curse of Dragon has attacked Man-Eater Bug. Summon Skull will be the destruction target. It will spare life points, but LOB is still in a very precarious position here. Because eventually its luck will run out. There is the Reaper of Cards, which can't be summoned. It needs a tribute. And LOB has no choice but to put Exodia's head on the field, which will rule out the Exodia victory. Okay, technically yes, by the card's description, Sword of Dark Destruction can be equipped to Curse of Dragon. I suppose Curse of Dragon could carry the sword in its mouth. But as per the rules, you can do that. And it was probably a very good move, to be honest, because now Mystical Elf won't be able to defend. Mystical Elf will be destroyed by the Curse of Dragon due to that effective sort of Dark Destruction. Fissure. Okay, that will get rid of Curse of Dragon. However, the LOB has no monsters on the field. There is a trap hole that is set, so there will be another turn of protection when Yugi does summon something. 7 cards in his hand now, Yugi. I think there's a face down and another face down in the spell and trap. Does Yugi not have any monsters in his hand? Wow. Or at least not any monsters that can be directly summoned. The LOB has gone for Spirit of the Harp in defense mode. Yugi won't be able to beat that unless he has a monster that's been tributed on the field. Alright, Gravedigger's Ghoul. Target up to 2 monsters in your opponent's graveyard and banish them. Alright, Summon Skull and Curse of Dragon are gone. And good move. Sacrificing Spirit of the Harp with Curse of Dragon gone. There is nothing else in Yugi's deck that can get over the Reaper of Cards defense, even though it is an odd number, 1380 and 1930. You don't see many cards with uneven numbers like that. Usually it's a multiple of 50 or 100. Ah, Soul Exchange. That is going to sacrifice. Yep. Yugi has sacrificed LOB's Reaper of the Cards to summon the Dark Magician of his own. Now, there is a trap hole on the field. Good. Good activation. Alright, that is Dark Magician gone. And LOB really, really badly needs a monster reborn or not that. That's a bad draw. Dragon Treasure. Yugi again. Must only have high-level monsters in his hand. There's Tyhone. Tyhone has been played in attack mode. I guess the LOB has to go for it at some point because the difference in the life points is catching up, so an attack has to be made. If Yugi can't summon anything, it may be safe to put that in attack mode. What's he got now? Ah, Great White. Good draw. Really good draw from Yugi. That will defeat Tyhone. But looking really, really grim for the LOB. Now draw. Ah, Mountain. Terrible card. Terrible card for this stage of the game. It can't. LOB can't play any monsters on the field. And there is the Stern Mystic. This will be 3,100 points of damage, only leaving LOB with 2,000 life points. Okay, last draw. Red Eyes Black Dragon. That will not help. If it was on the field, it would be very useful, but Yugi does also have 2 face downs. One of them could be a trap hole. So that is 2 defeats, and Yugi takes the set in a clean sweep of 2 matches. Okay, we are going to move on to Kaiba's match now. So the LOB is not off to a good start. Okay, the next match, it will be against Starter Deck Yugi again. But this will be a different type of match. This is going to be Duelist Kingdom rules. This means no direct attacks are allowed to be made. And so to reiterate the rules of Duelist Kingdom, you can't attack your opponent directly, but you must play a monster if able. So you can't just stack monsters in your hand. So in theory, say if Man-Eater Bug and Fire Yaru were high-level monsters, LOB by the rules would have to play the Arm of Exodia onto the field in order to protect. So you must actively be trying to play a monster at all times if you don't have any on the field. Okay, the Stern Mystic is played. It is the card that Yugi ended the last duel with. Okay, Man-Eater Bug is flipped up. Man-Eater Bug is destroyed, but it has taken the Stern Mystic with it. So Duelist Kingdom rules, the duel will probably go on for a lot longer. That does favour LOB if it can summon Exodia. Okay, Dark Magician early on. Alright, there's Fire Yaru. Yugi having a think, has decided to play a face-down defense as well. Full phase Armored Starfish. 1400 defense, that'll be strong against a good assortment of Yugi's cards. Now if Yugi doesn't take one of those monsters out, Dark Magician will get to the field for LOB. There's the Sorcerer of the Doomed. Now, what will he pick? He's picked the Armored Starfish. 1400 defense is gone. Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now Yugi does have a monster on the field, so the rules of the game state that Yugi didn't have, sorry, LOB I should say, LOB didn't have to play the Arm of Exodia, but I guess it wants to go for summoning the Blue Eyes White Dragon instead. And Summon Skull has just come to the field, and that's a horrible run for LOB. Summon Skull only needing 1 tribute and being at 2500, that is very, very powerful for this early in the game. And now, either way, LOB would have had to have played the Arm of Exodia anyway, as per Duelist Kingdom rules, so LOB is already down its ability to summon Exodia. Which probably was its only way of winning, if I'm being honest. Although with the Blue Eyes, just have to get that little bit of lax concentration to attack a weak monster and be able to crush your life points. Alright, Kumitoko is down on the field. Alright. Kumitoko is defeated by Summon Skull. And Yugi has had to discard due to having too many cards. D and Kido technically can't be played in this format. Another rule I should reiterate as well, no life point burning cards, just desserts, for example, in the Kaiba deck, Ukazi, cards like that. Now have a look at this. LOB has also drawn the Trihorn Dragon to its hand. Has LOB stacked a few... Oh, there's Red Eyes. This is just extreme bad luck. I don't... There's Gaia the Fierce Knight and Curse of Dragon are the 2 strong monsters that are left in this deck. And LOB does have Polymerization in its hand, so it could fuse Gaia and Curse of Dragon. Instead, has drawn every other strong monster. And down goes an Arm. There's been some discussion about reiterating a rule again that maybe after 3 turns or 2 turns or something of not playing a monster, you can direct attack. That will be some discussion for the officials. Alright, Mountain is off the field due to the effect of Dispel. And Doma, which was just summoned through Tribute, is now advanced up to an Ansatsu at 1700. Okay, second piece of Exodia is now in the graveyard. That will be able to get one of those high-level monsters back to Yugi's hand. Alright, Hein is flipped up. Summon Skull is returned to Yugi's hand. Hein is destroyed, which means that Yugi will have to get rid of a monster to get Summon Skull back onto the field. But so far, it has been an absolute shocker for the LOB and its draw. Alright, there's Turtle Tiger. So we will have to think maybe the LOB deck might need a little bit of a tweak. It might need to drop one of these high-level monsters. Out of all of them, I would say probably Red Eyes, being the lowest attack with 7 stars, and maybe put a few more level 4s in, and maybe aim for ones that have a little bit of an attack power. Right, there's a Curse of Dragon to the field as well. Right, there's a trip by a beast. Yugi, sorry, not Yugi, LOB. LOB will have to play that. Alright, trip by a beast is destroyed. So with the field completely empty, LOB is struggling. Yugi is actually discarding from hand. There's a Dark Energy again. The LOB cannot play a card. Alright, Dark Energy is off to the graveyard. There's Yami. Field spell card, which will increase Spellcaster and Fiend monsters by 200 points. Will also reduce Fairy monsters by 200. There is Tyhone. LOB must be trying to actively defend. I do like the suggestion that has been put forth of having, if there is no monster on the player's field after 3 turns, they are now susceptible to a direct attack. Alright, Tyhone is destroyed. There's the head of Exodia, so right now the LOB is able to defend itself. At least, because if that 3-turn rule was in effect, it would be resetting it every time it summoned a monster. It is a good suggestion for a ruling to be brought in. Alright, Exodia's head is destroyed, or Exodia the Forbidden One. Alright, 2-pronged attack has been discarded from Yugi. And wouldn't you know it, there is Reaper of the cards. I mean, if the LOB was able to get any of these high-end monsters to the field, it would be fine. Okay, there it's... This is quite unbelievable. It is Curse of Dragon, which again cannot be summoned due to being too high of a level. Unbelievably, the LOB has nearly drawn every one of its high level monsters. The only one left is Gaia. Okay, there's Aquamador. That's a decent card to draw, because that may actually be able to stay on the field for more than 1 turn. Okay, now Yugi's turn is up. Alright, Curse of Dragon on the offensive. It will be a stalemate. No, it won't. Aquamador will get a 200-point boost. So, believe it or not, after doing all the attacking, Yugi is the first one to actually lose any life points. And there goes another face down. Alright, there's the Arm Ninja. Okay. LOB has elected to summon Curse of Dragon. That may be a mistake. Maybe should have kept Curse of Dragon in the hand to try and summon Gaia the Dragon Champion. Giant Soldier of Stone is one of the face down monsters. Alright, Yugi's turn. LOB is just going to have to sit and hope that Curse of Dragon can remain on the field. Or its own Curse of Dragon can remain on the field. Uh-oh, here we go. It is the Dark Magician. That may very well have been a mistake from the LOB to put its Curse of Dragon on the field, because now Curse of Dragon will be destroyed and that polymerization is no longer any good. Even though it wouldn't really matter anyway, because Dark Magician, along with Yami and Book of Secret Arts, is at 3000 attack. And of course, Guy the Dragon Champion is only 2600. And Yugi activated Waboku to activate card destruction. And there goes all of LOB's strongest monsters. Gaia was the next card as well. LOB, it's not going to be able to win it from here, is it? It certainly isn't. Yes, it is looking like the LOB may need a tweak of its deck. Alright, there's the Swords of Revealing Light. Now there is a Monster Reborn. Now the card that can come back is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. What is happening? Oh, what has the LOB done? He's had a brain fart. He must have thought the polymerization was still in his hand. It hasn't quite clicked for him that it's gone to the graveyard from the effects of card destruction. Oh dear, what a howler. That is an absolute howler. That definitely didn't look like a misclick, given how in the few seconds he sat there, he's gone to look for that polymerization and it's no longer in the hand. And has summoned Curse of Dragon instead, which, to be honest, I don't think... Oh, then again, if it attacked Curse of Dragon, that would have been a 1000 point loss of life points as well. Oh boy, how could this duel have been different if that mistake wasn't made? Alright, Guy the Fierce Knight is going to come to the field. Even though it wouldn't have even mattered if Guy the Dragon Champion was on the field anyway, really, would it? Because Dark Magician is still stronger than it, given its two advantages with Book of Secret Arts and Yami. If Blue Eyes was summoned, Yugi would be down to 800 life points instead of the 1500 he's going to be, as I will assume that Curse of Dragon will be the target from Gaia. Which it is. Oh dear, this is just going from bad to worse for the LOB. There is a reinforcements card. So if Blue Eyes White Dragon was summoned anyway, it still wouldn't have mattered, because if it attacked the Dark Magician to get a stalemate, reinforcements would have been activated anyway. It actually wouldn't have mattered. So I tell you what, LOB has just taken a serious L here. I don't think now from here that there is anything in the LOB deck. Oh my goodness. There's a Monster Reborn. LOB has already used theirs, and this Monster Reborn is going to bring... Can you bring back Blue Eyes? I guess not. If Yugi wants to stick to Yugi's cards, 3 of its main monsters are in the field with Curse of Dragon, Dark Magician, and Summon Skull. Alright, another leg of Exodia is on the field, or another part of Exodia I should say, the left leg. Yugi, LOB, sorry, I think has drawn all the other pieces, so if it was able to last here without having to mandatorily play them on the field to, as per the rules of having to at least try to protect yourself. It would have been able to summon Exodia, but it's been a shocking game for LOB. But yes, we are only going to do the one game for Duelist Kingdom rules. It's winner takes all on this series. Hand over all your star chips, LOB, because you are about to lose the duel. So direct attacks. If your deck is on 0 cards, you can direct attack. That may be increased actually. The rules may change to final 3 cards in the deck for future duels, but alright, LOB has played Stop Defense to flip up Maneater Bug. So that's a somewhat not a bad result, but it can't do anything because of what else Yugi has on the field. And okay, so interesting there, the Maneater Bug was flipped up and its effect was activated, but it says target one monster on the field. It doesn't state opponent's field. So the Maneater Bug has had to destroy itself as to honor the effect of the card, which is actually quite a brilliant play, I guess, to use the Stop Defense unknowingly. Still, it didn't really do any damage. Maneater Bug itself isn't going to cause any threat. Alright, Yugi has played Giant Soldier of Stone. Did Yugi end his attack without attacking last turn? Ultimate sign of I'm better than you is to do that, to give your opponent a free turn, but there is nothing more in the LOB deck, to my knowledge, that's going to help in this situation. The LOB deck it's been outplayed, I'll give it that. It has been thoroughly outplayed by Yugi, despite the fact that it did get a bit of an unlucky draw, drawing all of its high-end monsters first up. I don't think it would have changed really anything in the actual duel. The Yugi deck is just a bit more balanced. You can just do a bit more. Okay, down goes Yugi. There is a trap hole, which isn't really any good now, getting a trap hole that late in the duel. And there's an R-Mail, which is per the rules. The LOB is still playing cards. There is only one card to draw from its deck, and we have gone through the whole deck of LOB. That's it for R-Mail. Yugi didn't summon a monster, so Trap Hole can't even be activated. And it is the Celtic Guardian, which is a classic Yugi card. Well, the LOB deck will lose, and has summoned the right leg of the Forbidden One in attack mode. It will get a 200-point boost. And has decided to end the turn. The game is now a foregone conclusion. Yugi will win the duel, and just to add insult to injury, there is a fissure to take out the Exodia piece that was on, was it the left leg? And didn't even bother to attack. Just let the deck run out of cards. Well, LOB was thoroughly beaten on all aspects against the Yugi deck. It did not win a match. Well, thank you for tuning in. We will be back very soon with the LOB deck versus Kyber. So stay tuned wherever you are in the world. Take care. Farewell.